Hello everyone. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I would like to welcome you to my informational speech. But before I give you my topic, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. If we all recall, in session 1 and the Getting to Know Me speech, I introduced myself in my career that I was in. I am a professional truck driver for FedEx. We travel about 126,000 miles a year. In November of this year, so November of 2019, I will be celebrating my 23rd year of being a professional truck driver. So the topic that I chose to speak about is something that plays very near to my heart and also affects me as well as other people out on the road if it's not done properly. But before I get started, I would like to share something a little funny that I heard on the radio. So recently, we had a new dentist move into town, and he advertised as being a painless dental. So immediately it struck attention pretty much to everybody in our town, especially one of my friends named John. So he gave me a call and said that he was out to prove this dentist wrong, so he made an appointment. So a few days go by, and I finally get a phone call from my buddy John, and he goes, "Hi," he goes, "I told you that this dentist wasn't painless." And I said, "Well, how do you know?" He goes, "Well, I made the appointment," and I sat down in the chair and I talked to him for a little bit, and as he put his gloves on and went to stick his finger in my mouth, I bit down on it. And he screamed just like every other dentist. So, a little something funny to get started with. So the topic that I chose to talk about is distracted driving. Distracted driving is a very serious issue that affects many people on the road. So what is distracted driving? Distracted driving is anything that actually takes your concentration off the road. There are many different types of distracted driving. I'm going to try to cover just two basic ones, which is going to be hands-off and visual. According to the National Safety Administration, there's about 11% of our youth that are involved in distracted driving that are killed on our roadways. This is, like I said, it's a very serious issue. Also, Center of Control Disease reports that it takes you about 4 seconds to look over and check your phone for a text or something like that. But if you're driving 55 miles an hour, then 4 seconds you took to look over and grab your phone to check that text or anything like that, you can travel a football field. That is a lot of ground to travel without knowing or seeing where you're going. So very critical not to use your phones while you're driving. Also, they report that just because you have a hands-free device, that does not reduce your risk in having an accident. You're still at a high percentage to get involved in an accident using any type of cellular phones while you're driving. So then again, if you must make a phone call while you're driving, please pull over to a safe location and use your phone. Also for me, the one that's hard for me to break is visual distractions. I love viewing animals on the side of the road. Here in Colorado, especially this time of the year, we see a lot of elk, we see a lot of deer grazing on the side of the interstates. So it's very hard for me to break this habit, but it is a very serious issue while you're driving and you glance off to look at the animals or the scenery or the mountains or even a car crash. Once you take your eyes off the road, you are at a high risk of having an accident due to distracted driving. So I ask you, please focus on your driving and be less distractive. For me and my wife, we actually took a pledge to be less distracted driving, especially for our son. Because what we found out while we were driving, we try to tell him a little less technology in the vehicles, but then he pointed out to us that we were using our phones while we were driving, which we were, so we wasn't setting a very good example. So now we really limit and watch the amount of phone use that we use in the vehicle. So what we did, we actually logged on. I want to show you a little piece of it. We actually logged on to the DMV.org And there's a little pledge that you can take. And it's just a little simple survey that they ask you about. And you just go in there and you just kind of sign your name and you pledge to be, become a less distracted driver. Not for you, for your family, and also other people on the road. Like I said, it is a very, very serious issue on the roads today about distracted driving. The DMV.org also reports that 9 people die daily on our roadways today in the U.S. due to a distracted driver. That is insane. So I ask you again, please take time, print out your little pledge to become a less distracted driver. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for other people on the road. I would like to thank you for listening to my informational speech. I had a really good time, and I hope everybody gained a little bit more knowledge about distracted driving and the effects that it does hold on people. Thank you.